do remember that Iran's parliament has approved a proposal to close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global oil corridor, in a major escalation of tensions in the region and raising fears of severe disruption to global energy supplies. The final decision now rests with Iran's Supreme National Security Council, according to state media reports. The move the move comes in the aftermath of US airstrikes on Iranian nuclear sites at Fordo, Natanz and Isfahan. Revolutionary Guards commander and senior lawmaker Ismail Kosari said the closure is on the agenda and will be done whenever necessary. The decision, if approved, will be catastrophic for oil-dependent economies. A closure would send shockwaves through global markets, affecting everything from transport costs to food prices. While it is not the first time Iran has threatened to close the strait, but after the US attacks, it is weighing its options. The Strait of Hormuz is a strategic maritime choke point through which nearly 20% of global oil and gas shipments pass daily. It connects the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea and is just 33 km wide at its narrowest point, with 3 km wide shipping lanes in each direction. The closure could impact major oil exporters, including Saudi Arabia, Iraq, the UAE, Kuwait and Iran itself, as well as top importers like China and India. For India, about 2 million barrels per day of crude transit the strait. Let's now discuss its implications on India. While India has diversified its oil sources, including increased imports from Russia, the US and Brazil, a closure could still trigger short-term price shocks as through Strait of Hormuz, over one-third of its daily imports passes through, and is sworn oil prices may cross 80 rupees per $80 in fact per barrel if the strait is blocked. Gas supplies are less likely to be affected as India's major LNG supplier, including Qatar, the US and Australia, have alternative shipping routes. Reacting on the development, Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that India has diversified the source of supply, and out of the 5.5 million barrels of crude oil that the country consumes daily, about 1.5 to 2 million comes through the Straits of Hormuz. Take a listen.
Global situation today is concerned. The escalation of tensions in the Middle East was not entirely unexpected. In fact, we had foreshadowed this escalation, and the government under the Honorable Prime Minister has been consistently and periodically reviewing the situation, including the possibility of the closure of the Straits of Hormuz. And as I have mentioned earlier, we had diversified the sources of supply, and out of the 5.5 million barrels of crude oil that India consumes daily, about 1.5 and 2 million only come through the Straits of Hormuz. We import roughly 4 million barrels through other routes, and our companies, the oil marketing companies, have enough stocks. Most of them have stocks up to 3 weeks. One of them has in fact 25 days stocks. And we are also confident that we can increase the supply of crude through other routes.